Oh, how is everybody doing today? So, as you probably know, I do have a tournament going on, and these are the battles from my tournament. There is now, I think there should be 16 people left after this round is over, which is at the end of today. And I think, as far as I know, we have like 14 people who have finished their games, so that's a pretty good sign. Usually that's a really good news, or at least a really good turnout for a tournament. I mean, most of the times when you have these weird internet arranged tournaments, you often have a lot of people not showing up, and it kind of sucks. And for the first round, that kind of happened for me, but for this last round, we actually did pretty darn good. So I'm pretty happy, and I don't know if I'm going to continue doing the tournaments, but it's just nice to know that if I did do another tournament, people will actually show up and actually continue to do it. It's actually somewhat important to them. So, I mean, what's really going on here? I'm going to talk about a few different things throughout the video, some of my strategy, some of what I'm thinking about what's going on here, and just maybe a couple other random things about my life along the way. So, oh my goodness, guys, as you can probably see, we both are doing pretty much the exact same strategy right now. Both have a 2-3 boomerang, both started off sending a bunch of red balloons at each other. I think I have a little bit better economy than him because he got a 2-3 boomer before me. I was not able to afford it, which means I probably sent out more red balloons versus him. And in that case, it really doesn't matter that much. I mean, 3 or 4 more in-game income is really not too big of a deal. As you can see here, I do actually change my quality to low quality because I see that he is actually not going for any farms or anything. So when you don't see anybody going with any farms and they keep sending balloons out at you, you know what I expect, guys? I expect somebody to be planning on going late game. So yes, I planned on going late game myself. I started sending balloon economy the entire time, but then once I see him, I'm thinking, okay guys, if level 18, 19, or 20 show up and I start lagging really bad, it's gonna suck to try and actually change the quality then. So I did decide to do it a little bit earlier here. And sending blue balloons and stuff like that, guys, you might not think that it matters that much, but it actually is so freaking helpful. It's unbelievable. Getting these in-game economies of 500, 600, 700 is just awesome. Around level 11, 12, and 13, sometimes you're weak, and if you don't actually plan it correctly, you can actually lose the game because of that. But after that, if you do plan correctly, you're pretty much set for the rest of the game. You can afford so much stuff with those high in-game economies. And in fact, actually, all 3 games that we play, I actually do not make any farms whatsoever. So I've been going mostly in-game economy lately, guys, and hopefully you guys can understand why and understand the underlying concept behind the difference between balloon economy and farm economy. And I think for the most part, I've just been going balloon economy just to test things out, and it seems like balloon economy is actually even better. So what I do versus him is I do see that since he doesn't have any farms or anything, he does have to wait to upgrade any of his towers if he has enough money. So I do actually send out quite a few regrow black balloons, but I don't send out millions of them to try and waste all my money because I knew he was going to get a 3-0 boomerang sooner or later. Now here, this is what his attack was. His attack was a huge regrow rush, a huge regrow yellow rush versus me, and I was easily able to fend that off with my 3-0 boomerang. Obviously, I didn't, well, not obviously, but I did build my 3-0 boomerang only when he started sending stuff out at me, so I was hoping he was going to waste some of his money and send out regrow balloons and stuff like that. And he actually did. So that was good news for me. Now what you're going to notice here, guys, is level 10 already, and we're kind of still sending out lots and lots of balloons at each other. And to be honest, that's probably not the best thing to do. I think we're both kind of noobed here, and we both went too much economy and not enough saving. We didn't save enough and didn't go enough towers. And level 11 was extremely fast. As soon as level 12 came out here, guys, I noticed that I had no freaking monkey village, and he pretty much had the exact same thing. He did not have as much money as me because he went with the monkey village, and I did not even have anything, and we just kind of pink camo rushed each other. And I accidentally actually did not send out camo balloons when I wanted to send out camo balloons my first try. So here's game number 2. I mean, that was a pretty good game if you ask me. On the other hand, you know, I did noob quite a bit, so you have to understand that yes, I do make mistakes, and yes, I'm still learning, and yes, I haven't really played too much lately, so I might be a tiny bit out of practice. But it was a pretty good game if you ask me, even though I kind of noobed and I did not have any camo detection. I understood at least that I could actually beat him because I didn't have any camo detection, and he didn't have any camo detection as well, so I decided to just go for a huge rush, and hope that I sent out more balloons before he sent out more balloons at me. So here we go on the temple. So we got a shorter, I let him pick the map. Of course, you're supposed to let the loser pick the map. So he was the loser of that game, and he decided to pick the temple. And to be honest, I kind of had a slight advantage because whoever hosts the game kind of has a slight, tiny, itty-bitty bit of a disadvantage on the temple. It's not a huge disadvantage or anything like that. It's not like some random noobs are able to just beat awesome players. It's not like that. One thing I did is just in case you guys wanted to know, I do actually change some of my targeting during games. I normally keep him on last, but every once in a while my few balloons leak through here. I just change him to first just to get some extra pops. You know, why not? If I can do it with still paying attention to the game, I'm not too worried about any of this. Now I did not actually speed up any of these games, so you know I was thinking about speeding them up 2 times, but I figured a nice 15-minute commentary might be pretty nice for you guys. Obviously, there's not too many changes going on here because I'm basically doing my awesome boomerang strategy for the most part. Boomerangs are extremely important in this game, and if you don't use boomerangs, you're probably a noob. And not to say that everybody has to use boomerangs, but I think if you're not using boomerangs, you're at a disadvantage for sure. And if you notice, one interesting thing about this game, which normally doesn't happen too often, is that my enemy has 140 lives, and I have 150 lives. So, whoa, guys, 150 lives. Normally you don't see that too often. Normally people are attacking each other just a little bit more, and they at least do some solid damage in the first few rounds there. And because I went with no farms whatsoever, I was actually able to fend off pretty much anything he sent at me, even though he didn't even send out very much. He's going mostly farm economy. And on this level, I would say, you know what, maybe farm economy is a little bit better. But I'm playing for not to beat level 12, 13, 15. I'm actually playing so that I can beat level 18, 19, and 20. And honestly, with the strategies that I've been using, I could probably beat 18, 19, and 20 unless I make any noob cake-alicious mistakes. And noob cake-alicious mistakes do happen, especially sometimes when we get some lag involved. When we get some lag involved and I just look like a total idiot, it happens quite often. I don't know if you guys totally agree. But my last 3 games, I did not lag at all, so I was super duper happy with that, guys. I was actually happy with that and surprised. I was expecting to lag quite a bit. I had Skype open and I had Facebook open while I was playing these games. And normally I close my Facebook for sure because Facebook tends to make my games lag. And it surprisingly didn't, so that made me happy. Now if you notice my tower choice down there, I do have boomerangs, cannons, mortars, and monkey aces. So what's the real plan here, guys? Well here, first of all, he went with another regrow yellow rush versus me. And I, of course, just send out my 3-0 boomerang. I always kept just enough money for my 3-0 boomerang. And he wastes all of his money on that regrow rush. And I pretty much know I got the game here, guys. But I still have to be a little bit careful because, of course, mistakes do happen. I kind of forgot what I was talking about earlier. But this is where it gets pretty intense, guys. If you notice, I got my camo detection, but he has no camo detection yet. So I'm thinking, you know what, I should probably just camo rush the crap out of him, right, guys? Camo rushes are probably what's going to kill him. And he doesn't have any money because he doesn't have any farms, so I do send out the camo rush versus him. That's not enough to kill him, though. He does officially upgrade his monkey village, and I say, okay, you know what, he had to sell a boomerang to do that, so pink regrow rush it is. I sell my mortar and I send out a pink regrow rush, and he tries to survive, but he does not, and sends out a giant pink rush versus me, and that was the end of the game. I luckily killed him with those regrow pinks. If not, I would have definitely died from those camo pinks. So it was a pretty intense game, if you ask me. And here is another game for you guys. This is on cards, and cards was overall a hard map. Cards is just tough in general. Because even on level 13, even with 3-0 boomerangs and stuff, you can often lose to regrow rushes. So I did change up my strategy like I've been telling you guys. I did not go any farms on here. And honestly, I feel like I probably should go farms because not many games are going to go super duper late game on these types of levels. Now if I'm facing somebody who's ridiculously, amazingly good, maybe go full in-game economy, but I'm not quite sure. I would definitely like to keep my cannons and my mortars, and I feel like the spike factory is just a generally good thing to have when you go with mortars on this level. I felt like this game was extremely intense. Obviously, I understand what's going to happen in the end, but you guys do not yet, which is kind of interesting. One other thing about this guy is his win record was like, if I remember correctly, like 350 and about 100. So 350 and 100. So he has a really solid win record. And of course, like I said, I've been telling you guys in most of my videos, I don't even care about win records anymore. The only time that I really try my very best is when I'm playing in these tournament battles, because I'd really like to win the tournament. Other than that, I just go with random balloons, all our random towers all the time, and I just mess around with different strategies. A couple times I went full snipers, and so tried to win with full snipers. And one time I actually faced a guy who was a total noob, as in never played one game. I don't know how the matchmaking system matched me up. I have 4,500 battle score plus. Matched me up with somebody who has played 0 games, not just 0 wins, 0 games. And he didn't even know to send out balloons at me. He didn't understand anything. And honestly, he actually survived pretty well. He actually built some pretty decent defense, like he played Bloons Tower Defense 5, but you could tell he didn't know what he was doing. He was just, like, he didn't know camo balloons come on level 12, and he didn't understand that regrow balloons come on level 8, and things like that, some really important aspects of the game. And I mean, I remember when I used to understand, I used to do that too. I didn't understand, you know, camo and regrow and all that stuff. I used to be like, oh no, I just gotta defend whatever balloons are coming out for the rounds. And it's definitely interesting to play somebody like that, because it just brings you back to your thoughts when you first played the game. So here we go, guys. He went with farms again. So I'm going mostly in-game economy. As you can see, I have a 550 approximately in-game economy, and he has 3 solid farms there. And he's also, for level 8, he's got his boomerang already. Now, if you notice my money, guys, I keep my money at about $2,000. I do start sending out balloons at him just a little bit. But I do keep my money right around $2,000, because that's approximately how much it costs to get a 3-0 boomerang. So he goes with another regrow rush against me, and of course I do my really fast, nice regrow, and my really nice, fast boomerang build, and as soon as that happens, pretty much those regrow balloons are going to do nothing versus me. So regrow yellows are not the best way to go, guys, especially when you have somebody who's pretty darn good. Regrow pinks, if the person has just 1, 2, 3 boomer, you're probably better off waiting for the pinks, in my opinion. But that's totally up to you guys how you want to do it. I think regrow yellows in general, a 2-3 boomer can just fend them off too well, and you have to spend too much money on them to actually make them work. While a regrow pinks, surprisingly, a lot less money can go into regrow pinks and killing somebody. So he sold one of his farms for that red-yellow regrow rush, so I know I have a slight advantage on him. Now we both went with mortars for our camo detection. We did not go with monkey villages, probably because monkey villages are so freaking expensive. They're very expensive and hard to get on levels like cards and temple and stuff like that, so sometimes I just stick with the mortars. And the mortars actually work surprisingly well. The only thing that I like to do sometimes, guys, is get my spike factory in the back for when somebody starts sending out like camo pinks or something like that, and some of them will get through your mortar. It's pretty much inevitable. It will happen. So this is where it's getting interesting, guys. We're both just massing boomerangs. If you notice, I have 2 3-0 boomerangs, and for level 15, I decided to get 2 3 boomerangs as well, and that's good for ceramic balloons, guys. Those 2-3 boomers pop the ceramics, and the 3-0s are just clean up. Now, do I see a weakness in his defense? Slight weakness, but not really. No, not really. I could try for some regrow ceramics, but I don't think it's going to work. So I decided I need to at least wait till level 18, guys. And in that case, I am going to actually build a defense versus Moabs, and you don't often see that on cards. Most games go to 13, 14, but this game is actually going pretty far. Now, if you notice the in-game time, guys, it's only about 5 minutes, and we're almost at Moabs already. So, game's going by really fast. And I feel like 2 Moab Maulers are going to suffice, but they're not going to be amazing. So you gotta be careful with this, guys. 2 Moab Maulers can probably take out Moabs if you have enough boomerangs in the back. And I think I do for now, but I still want to be careful because I don't know what's going to happen. So he does have 2 farms. He does have a lot of dart monkeys, which dart monkeys can pop Moabs pretty darn easily. And then he starts sending out these camo pinks at me, which he knows that he can slowly drain my energy because my mortar kind of sucks. I actually have a 0-3 mortar. I don't have a 2-3 mortar or anything like that. And then I go for a quick ceramic regrow rush on him, and it does not work at all. I totally got rocked right there. So I actually sold both of my Moab Maulers and started sending out a Moab versus him. And then I just say, oh my god, what am I gonna do? I'm losing really bad. So I start selling all my towers to send out random crap at him, and I do end up winning, guys. Good game. That's all I got for you guys. Have a good one.